Alright, good morning everyone. Our next speaker today is a sophomore here at Virginia Tech in landscape contracting. She's originally from Sussex, Virginia, and she's going to talk to us a little bit today about illegal medicinal plants. So, if you could help me in welcoming Summer Forehand.
Alright, lights off. How many people think they know what this is about? Alright, what do you guys think it's about?
Hot.
Wrong! That is a tiny portion of the three that I chose that are I think they're very controversial, but I'm going to inform you guys about what they're about. Alright, disclaimer. Not encouraging you to do any of these recreationally. These plants are illegal and you will go to jail if you're caught. Alright, so my objectives are to educate you about pros and cons of these illegal plants. And the plants I'm going to talk to today are cannabis, opium poppy, and the psilocybin mushrooms. Now I know you guys are thinking, why are we discussing all of these? Well, many people think they're very bad, but their good outweighs their bad, and I will prove to you why. Okay, well that says the pros, but you know, nobody knows how to change it all. Cannabis is used. When I started looking it up, the list was literally as long as my computer screen. These are many of the diseases and other things it helps with. It helps with Alzheimer's, which I thought was very strange. I didn't really get into much detail about how it helps, but that's a very big one that I know it's used for. Glaucoma, of course, everyone knows that people claim they have glaucoma so they can smoke, but it's not. It's mainly used for pain, which a lot of doctors will medicinally prescribe medication to patients with cancer for their nausea and for their pain. Opium poppy is only used for pain. The seeds are used to create serums, and then they're also just ground up. Many of the drugs we know today are codeine, morphine, and a lot of other those, but they're all synthetically modified to create pills, and that's not very healthy. The psilocybin mushrooms are for headaches, OCD, OCD-related clinical depression, and alcoholism. The mushrooms give you a sense of happiness, which brings you out of the depression and alcoholism, because a lot of people drink because they're upset with something about their lives. Now, here's the bad. The bad isn't that much, which surprised me a lot when I started researching these. Okay, cannabis. There are no real health effects except the effects from smoking. A lot of people like to extract the hemp oil and make it into teas and stuff like that because it doesn't affect your body because you're not smoking it. And then I found this quote from this doctor. He is a neurologist and a psychopharmacology researcher, and he said cannabis has been used by man for 5,000 years or more, and no well-documented cases of attributable mortality, which means no one has died from cannabis. Alright, opium poppy, the biggest thing for this is addiction. People will get addicted to the feeling of not being able to feel anything because it is so strong that it just takes your feeling away. Like when you get your wisdom teeth pulled, how many of you have had that happen? What do they give you?
Oxycodone.
Exactly, oxycodone is a type of opiate. So a lot of doctors will only give you like 3 or 4 that only last a few days, just so you don't get addicted. Personally, I know a person who got addicted to opiates, and now he's in a lot of trouble, so don't do it. Alright, psilocybin mushrooms. The biggest risk with this is if you go out and try to pick them, you're not sure what mushroom you're picking. Only an expert mycologist will know if they're actually psilocybin mushrooms. A lot of people go out to cow fields because they think that's where they're grown and just pick random ones up and attempt to eat them. A lot of people have died that way because if you eat the wrong mushroom, the venom will get in your body and it will kill you. In conclusion, these herbs are very illegal, but they're used illegally to treat a lot of illnesses. 1/3 of Americans use these drugs to treat ailments at home. And Europe, we're not alone in this. Europe also considers these plants as drugs and have them highly regulated. Are there any questions? Yes.
Are not all three of those addicting?
No. Cannabis is not addicting at all. The feeling might become addicting, but after a while, it stops. And the mushrooms, they make you happy, like really happy. And so that feeling might become addicting, but the substance itself isn't. Any more questions? Yes.
How can smoking cannabis, help a breathing disorder? Like
That smoking it isn't gonna help, but soaking it in the tea is something that'll help because breathing disorders come with a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
And so it'll just help alleviate the
Oh,
pain.
so like
You would have to like drink it in like tea.
Okay.
See,
I didn't know.
smoking, you can do more than just smoke cannabis. You
I
can
didn't know
extract
that.
the oils and you can steep it.
Not an expert on cannabis. Thank you.